yeah, so like I hope he's doing fine, but and like I guess his parents are really proud of him because it's like the first time in his life that he's actually been doing something, which isn't like, it isn't that bad. Like he's a little bit younger than me. I think he literally just, no, he's still like 21. Like how can you expect someone to like do like something with their life like before like at such a young age? Like I know it's like expected of everyone to like do things, and like you and me are lucky enough that like we got good grades and got into a good school. So like at least for me, like everyone in my family, like no one knew what Cal was in our family, but like everyone was like, oh, like her grades are so good, like she's in so many programs, and like she's in track and cross country, and like she's gonna get in, she can get into any university she wants. I did not get into Stanford. So like everyone was like proud of me and like what I'm doing, and like now I've graduated college, so like everyone's like, oh, like good job, I'm so proud of you, even though like I feel like even though like a lot of my other like cousins or like even like my aunts and uncles, like what they've done is like not even graduate college, which is fine, and like or just like do odd jobs and stuff, which is also fine. But also I feel like in our family, like because I've done so well in high school and because I've always like been like, oh yeah, like I'm gonna be a doctor and I'm gonna go to med school, like I feel like their expectations are really high, so I feel like anything I do is just like a disappointment anyway. But I don't want to think about that too much because like I think a lot about like my career in terms of like my family, like what does my family want me to be, like because I know like my friends, like they don't really give a fuck as long as like I'm happy, which I'm very happy for. But like my family, like I've been like, you know, weaving the story for a long time that like, oh, like I want to be a doctor and that's what I'm gonna do and it's gonna be super cool. And like when you guys get sick, or like the joke was always like, when we get sick, we're just gonna go to you, Nikki, and like you'll be our doctor. And I'm like, haha, yeah, even though I always kind of like wanted to be a medical examiner, so I'd always be like, haha, sure, I'll check you once when you're dead. I guess I could do it twice, but hopefully not, because that's probably like an implied like homicide or something, like sus. um so like also like my mom, like she wanted to be a doctor. Like in El Salvador, like after high school you go directly to like med school. Like it's not like undergrad then med school, it's like you immediately go into training. Like you start obviously with like subjects like chemistry, like literally the same stuff we did. It's just like you start from the beginning, like you're not pre-med, it's like already the med program. It just includes like chem and the basic bio shit and all that. Like my mom wanted to be a doctor, so like I don't know, like I feel like it was set for a while and like it is what I wanted to do, and now I feel like there's a lot of expectation there. And like I know they will like still, I like this eyebrow better. I feel like they still kind of expect that, and like and they will still love me if I like don't do that. But like, so I'm thinking about my makeup. Anyway, like I feel like I can still like, they will love me even if I disappoint them, even if I disappoint myself too. But like part of me is still like guided in that decision making by like what they think or expect. Especially because like I was so proud of having them expect that of me. Like that is what I cultivated in high school. I was like, I know what I'm doing. I'm getting all A's. I have like a 4.0 plus. Like I don't remember my GPA, but like it was over a 4.0. Like I take all these classes, I do extracurriculars, like I'm gonna go to university and then I'm gonna go to med school and it's gonna be easy peasy, lemon squeezy. It was not. And so I've like changed my mind over time. Like we all have. And like I still want to be that person. And I still want other people to think I'm that person. And I want to think I'm that person. But I'm not. And I think, I mean, not in your brain, but like I feel like we relate on that, especially if we're both like considering med school and kind of like, but maybe not. I don't know. I like don't mind that like med school is like difficult, and like I do like, if I was like going to med school, I would definitely take a break between like undergrad and med school, because like it's hard, and I was tired, and it really, like, studying really affects my mood, especially like under that pressure. And like I am really good at like memorizing things, but it also, like, you know, it's you need to break from studying. But like, so I don't mind that like med school is like studying a lot and very taxing, but like I don't want a career that's like that like all the time. Like I do like having science in my life a lot, and I wouldn't mind like science is in my life a lot. I like go out and I go hiking, and I'm like, ooh, the bugs and the animals, and every day is like science, and I like having science in my, like, I don't know. I like having science all the time, but I don't like having work all the time. And I think like if I were a medical examiner, like it wouldn't be that bad. But if I were like a surgeon, like I would love to be a trauma surgeon. Like in many ways, like one, I'm like afraid of doing surgery and having someone's like life in my hands and like fucking that up. This like contour is doing nothing. It's the same color as my skin. So we're just not gonna do contour, I guess. But like someone's life is in my hands, and like I would like someone will die while I'm a doctor, if I am a doctor. Like, you know, they covered it in Grey's Anatomy, and they also like, it's something that like doctors talk about, like if you're a surgeon, or like in like a lot of places in medicine, like your patients are gonna die on you, and like that's just a part of working with people who are like maybe gonna die. And like I'd rather be a surgeon for someone like people die like doing like routine surgeries, and I would rather have someone die in a surgery if like they came from a car accident and were already gonna die, you know? I'm pretty sure it makes sense. Like it's not ideal, but like I'd rather, like, it feels like they're already closer to death, and me doing something is like, I don't know. So I'd love to be a trauma surgeon. Also on top of that, like, because I'm so like invested in like death and mourning, like I want, I mean, I'm sure it's also like the interns and shit that say this, but like I want to be able to like talk to the family and like offer them like the support I can, and like be that person who's there to tell them like, hey, like I'm sorry, like it didn't work out, like also because like, you know, fucking grave activism, I also want to be like, I know it's a really heavy time, especially because you probably weren't expecting this, because like it's trauma, and like probably like in an ER and you didn't see this coming, like this is a really like surprising time, and here are like your options in terms of funerals, and like I'm just giving you a heads up, like the funeral industry is gonna like overcharge you for services, and you don't have to pay that. So yeah, like it has a lot of aspects, but it's also like if you're a surgeon, like that's your life, like especially as a resident, thank you Grey's Anatomy, but also like just in general, like being a doctor is your life. Like you do not have hobbies really, like you do not have extra time, and like that's just not the life I want to live. Like I would love to be a surgeon, but like not with crazy hours like that. Like I want to have a life. I want to like do things. I want to go hiking and backpacking, and like, but also like stay home and like watch like 500 fucking episodes of Naruto. Like I feel like my forehead needs to be pink, because I just like, I love that like e-girl thing, like the blush everywhere. Like I just think it's so cute and so soft. Speaking of which, like I love wearing makeup. It's super fun, it's super cute. I love doing like pink makeup and shit. But it's also like super feminine. I'm doing shit all out of order. Oh well. Anyway, it's like super feminine, and like I love that, like it's a part of me. But also like sometimes like I feel like it makes people more so assume that like I'm a girl, which is like fine, like I get it, like this is how we've been raised and shit.